Hey, I'm Jon Thelen. Today on Fish Head, we're out chasing some crappies, and we're going to tell you a little bit about some different ways to catch crappies, because every single day things are a little bit different. Some days they're super aggressive. Some days, man, if you even move it, you scare them away. And when you figure out how to catch them on both of those days, you're going to be pretty successful every time you go out on the water, because that encompasses most of your ice season right there. Stay right where you're at. Fish Head's coming up. Take a look. Ooh. Oh, might have bothered them. Here they come again. There he is, got him. Look at that. Oh boy. This is no walleye. These are crappies we're chasing. And that rod bends over like that. Now I use a pretty light action rod for my crappie and my bluegill fish, and I always have, because I really like to feel that bite. And I like them to be able to have that little bit of give that you can see in this rod tip right now. But man, did he smash it. Look at this fish. Look at that. Wow, how cool is that right there? Man, I just love crappie fishing. It's one of my favorite species of fish to fish for. And let me tell you why. These fish, in some respects, are really, really moody. And when I say that, what I mean is, on any given day, they're going to bite either a very aggressive presentation, or maybe they're going to bite a presentation that's just slow moving, barely doing anything. You know, the little tiniest presentation you can think of. Or you can look at today. Here's what I've started out with. I'm fishing the new Lindy glow spoon. It's a 16th ounce glow spoon. Look how big this bait is. But here's why I'm fishing this. This fish here was aggressive. He came in pretty high. He was right there. He was willing to eat. That's a great crop right there any day of the week. The other thing is I'm trying to catch bigger fish. When I'm trying to catch bigger fish, one thing I'm sure of day in and day out is bigger baits catch bigger fish when the bite is on. When the bite's off, you might have to downsize even for those bigger fish. But I'll tell you what, there are days, and hopefully today's going to be one of them. Hopefully that's the MO for the day, because I love fishing aggressive and bigger baits for bigger crappies, because I just think it's a productive way to put fish on the ice. That's a great start right there. Get back down and see if we can't find us another one. There he is, got him. Man, that is so cool. All I did there to catch this fish, I just moved a little quicker than I've been moving, and that triggered him. For a while there, I was having a little bit of a hard time getting them to bite, but they're still there, so you know that you're doing something right if you've got them coming up and looking. And these fish just kept coming and looking. Look at that. Another dandy crop. Wow, that is just awesome. But look at that. Most people, you think of crappie fishing, what do you think of? You think of fishing a small bait. That's not what we're doing today. We're fishing a 16th ounce Lindy glow spoon. And the reason I'm fishing this glow spoon is plain and simple. Number one, you get snow on the ice throughout the winter months, and things get darker down there. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. But number two, giving them a big profile that's all lit up can make a big difference. And crappies like this, I mean, they're notorious for being sight feeders. I mean, you look at the eyeballs on a crappie, and they're tuned in. I mean, they just feel like they're looking at you. And I think the reality of it is they're spending so much time feeding on sight that when you can put something down there that grabs their attention, something where the color really shines through. And that's exactly what this glow spoon does. I mean, when you look at this new Lindy glow spoon, what it is you can put a glow stick right in the back of the spoon, and now it's got this whole spoon glowed up. So it's not like, in the back you just get that line. I mean, you've just got that glow line, but then this whole spoon is illuminated on the sides and on the front. And you look at it and you think about a crappie. I mean, my favorite colors for crappie are glow and pink. Well, that's exactly what he's seeing down here, but it's not just a little tiny jig. It's not just a glow stick. It's actually illuminated the whole front end of that lure. When you illuminate that whole front end of that lure, and then you got the sides and the back and that glow, I mean, he can see it from a long ways away no matter how dark it is down there. And I think that's what makes this lure so effective. And then this lure's also got tungsten beads in it. Well, these tungsten beads they serve two purposes. One is to get down there. If you can get down there, you know, and it gets down there plenty quick. I mean, there's a 16th ounce of tungsten in here. And then the other side of it is it gives you a rattle. And that rattle right there is going to grab their attention. So, I mean, you're basically doing everything. You're making it easy for them to see. You're able to illuminate these colors. It's not just a glow, it's an illumination of these colors. And you got rattles. I mean, if there's fish in the neighborhood, he's going to hear it, see it, and attack it. It's just a question of time. Let's get this thing baited up, get back down there. It's just a persistence thing. You keep putting it in front of their face and they bite it. Ooh, here come a couple of hot ones. There he is, got him. I went way high trying to get a fish that came in, and I mean way high. I'm talking 10 feet off the bottom. And he didn't do it, but then two more came off the bottom. This feels like a pretty big one, to go with him. And I dropped back down past the one I was thinking I was going to catch, went back down, and look at that. Another awesome crappie. Look at that. That's just an awesome fish. You know, I'm fishing a midwinter pattern here, midwinter, late winter, and I'm just fishing out in holes. And what I'm doing, when I look for these holes, you know, some lakes might have one defined hole, and others might have tons of them. Where I'm fishing today, there's tons of them. So, you know, it's not as simple as just pick that one defined hole and go there. I mean, you think about when you drive by lakes and you look at all the fish houses out there where everybody's congregated on a Saturday. If they're crappie fishing, that's usually where the hole is in the lake. Well, when you're sitting here fishing a bigger body of water like this, and there's a lot of overlooked panfish waters throughout the Midwest, and usually most of them are overlooked because they're bigger bodies of water and it's harder to find fish on them. But I'm going to give you a little tip to find these locations. One is, remember, crappie are structure fish for part of the year. And they're going to spend part of their year in weeds, in shallower water, in structure. They'll get up on rocks. They'll do all kinds of different things. So what you want to do is when you're looking for these holes, because they are going to find the deepest points of the lake at a certain point or another, or a hole, what you want to do is look for these holes that are nearby structure. And when you look at what I'm fishing today, there's some islands right over here. We're sitting out here all by ourselves, just sitting in a hole. And when I say a hole, I mean, find something that tops out deeper than 30 feet. And it's a little bit defined. I mean, there's actually a hole here, and you can see it on your map. If you can find that, you're usually going to find crappies. Now, that doesn't mean that every single one of these holes will have fish in them. You'll have to work your way around it and look at some different ones. But if you pick those areas where you can find that defined hole on your map, you can get that 30 feet or more, and you can be near some structure, you can pretty well bet that you're going to find some fish in the neighborhood. There he is. Oh, I missed him. Oh, I worked and worked and worked to get that fish to bite, and then I missed him. Now the good news is he's still there. I spooked him a little bit when this thing took off away from him, but he's still there, and his buddy's still there too, so I gotta believe they'll give me another chance. Here they come. That's the neat thing about crappies. I mean, once you get them active, ooh, he nipped at it, and I wasn't really prepared. He just kind of hung on it. There he is. Got him that time. That's the same little pack of fish. Can't tell you for sure it's the same fish, but it's the same little pack of fish. And once I missed him that one time, and then, you know, went right back down to him, and, you know, they're active. Now they were moving. And once you get them moving the first time, man, you know, very seldom will you not get bit again. Look at this. Might be the biggest one of the day. Look at that. That's a giant crappie, man. I'll tell you what. It's been one of those days where I started this show saying, hey, I'm set up to fish both ways. I'm gonna fish aggressive, and I'm gonna be ready to slow down and fish that tungsten. Well, let me tell you a little something. Today, I haven't even had to change. They've been just attacking this glow spoon. I mean, look at that spoon. Man, I'd almost eat that thing. That is just cool looking. You get it down in the water and it's glowing those colors through. But man, it's been one after another. You can do this fishing aggressive baits for crappies, you know, and just have that tungsten jig tied on for when they slow down. But I'll tell you what, this morning, it's just been one after another. And giants like that one, they love eating big baits. You throw that color down there in that glow spoon, and I'll tell you what, that right there, if you don't got some of those in your tackle box, you're missing something. There's the result right there. Pick a few of them up, get out on the ice and enjoy this. Spend a little bit of time with some big baits chasing crappies, and you're going to find out that you can whack on a whole bunch of them like that one. That's a great fish to wrap it up with.